Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Curse of Oak Island. 3 significant targets revealed by Muon Tomography in the Money Pit. The Curse of Oak Island returned last night with some groundbreaking data from the much-anticipated Muon Tomography survey, which revealed 3 underground targets that could hold treasure in the Money Pit area. Last night's Oak Island Season 11, Episode 5, was absolutely action-packed with technological data, archaeology finds, and new mysteries coming in from all over the island. But perhaps the most exciting was the long-awaited presentation on what the Muon detectors found. In 2021, experts in Muon technology placed 14 sensors in 5 boreholes at depths between 80 and 250 feet, where they gathered data from subatomic particles passing through the Earth. The idea was to map the Money Pit area under the surface, revealing voids, cavities, tunnels, or secret chambers. Firstly, and for obvious reasons, Marty Lagina wanted to know what had been found near the garden shaft. The Dumas Mining Company is currently busy excavating this shaft, and the underground water in the area has tested high for particles of gold and silver. The Muon team informed the guys there was a high-density anomaly at 65 feet below the surface to the west of the garden shaft, right where the baby blob lies. This isn't very deep, and it seems strange that the guys hadn't picked up on something there before. There was a second Muon anomaly right beside the Oak Island garden shaft. However, right below this anomaly was another anomaly at 112 feet. This one had lower density, but it matches the depth of the mysterious tunnel the guys have been chasing in the last few weeks, and it's also in the baby blob region. Once the garden shaft is drained of water and the Dumas guys are back in there, they can perform additional probe drilling of up to 40 feet, so they can easily investigate these areas. The Muon experts highlighted 2 other areas of note. A significant high-density anomaly was recorded 85 feet southwest of the garden shaft, at a depth of 230 feet. This is well below any depth a searcher has gone, but it's also deep within the bedrock, meaning the guys will have to determine if it was feasible for someone to bury treasure down there over 2 centuries ago. Either way, Marty was adamant. "We gotta drill it," he exclaimed. Finally, a third interesting anomaly was flagged. A low-density void was found to overlap precisely with a cavern located 1 year ago at borehole L15 to the southwest of the garden shaft. Third Muon anomaly detected at Aladdin's Cave near garden shaft in Money Pit area. This void or chamber, dubbed Aladdin's Cave by Marty, lies at about 160 feet and was briefly examined last year by the team using a sonar scan and a camera placed down the borehole. The scan revealed a void about 30 feet long and 12 feet wide, and the camera showed a possible human-made structure. Marty said they abandoned the borehole because they couldn't see evidence of an outlet or inlet into the cavern. Well, Muon changes that. The sensors picked up a very obvious 20-foot tendril emerging from the cavern. The younger Lagina brother pointed out that this anomaly is precisely the right depth to be a vault and to be protected by flood tunnels. The borehole drill team is never left kicking their heels for long, so last night viewers saw them drilling L14 close to L15 in the hope of reacquainting themselves with Aladdin's Cave. And at about 142 to 148 feet, they hit a void, a little sooner than expected, but it could still be part of the same cavern. Plenty more work and investigation is needed. So the Muon Tomography survey has provided the team with not just one X marks the spot, but 3 possible targets. Rest assured, the Fellowship of the Dig will carefully examine each one. The rolling waves of the North Atlantic lapped softly against the shores of Oak Island, a peaceful contrast to the feverish anticipation gripping the island's most devoted treasure hunters. For more than 2 centuries, explorers had delved into the infamous Money Pit, seeking what was rumored to be one of the greatest treasures of all time. Theories ranged from pirate gold to the lost jewels of Marie Antoinette, or even ancient Templar artifacts. No matter what the treasure was, one fact was undeniable. Oak Island was not done with its secrets yet. And now the team led by brothers Rick and Marty Lagina had a new tool in their arsenal. One that could finally unlock the mystery that had eluded so many: Muon Tomography. The very name held the promise of cutting-edge technology, a way to peer beneath the earth without disturbing it, like a scientific version of X-ray vision. The equipment, developed by a group of scientists fascinated by Oak Island's enigma, was designed to detect variations in density deep underground by tracking muons, tiny subatomic particles that fell from the cosmos. By analyzing how these particles passed through the Earth and how their paths changed, the team could get a detailed 3D map of the voids in solid objects hidden beneath the surface. If the money pit really concealed man-made tunnels or chambers filled with treasure, Muon Tomography could find them. And now it had. 3 significant targets had been revealed deep within the money pit. For the first time in centuries, Oak Island's underground labyrinth was giving up its secrets. Asterisk. Rick Laguna stood on the lip of the money pit, looking out over the machinery and equipment scattered across the site. His thoughts were racing. 3 targets, 3 unknown, unexplored spaces, their shapes and sizes hinted at in the Muon Tomography data, but their true nature still a mystery. The air around the pit was charged with a quiet intensity, as if even the island itself sensed that something momentous was about to unfold. The first of the targets lay at a depth of approximately 140 feet, a place long rumored to hold the elusive Chappell Vault, named after an earlier treasure hunter, William Chappell, who had discovered fragments of gold chain and parchment in a drill core more than 100 years ago. Rick stared at the coordinates where the vault should be, his heart thudding in his chest. Was this the proof they had been waiting for all along? Could this be the very spot where Oak Island's most famous treasure was hidden? The second target was deeper still, located at a staggering 170 feet. This one was harder to interpret from the data, an anomaly that suggested a long, horizontal space, perhaps a tunnel or a chamber, distinct from the chaotic mess of collapsed shafts and debris that crisscrossed the money pit. Marty Lagina, ever the pragmatist, had raised the possibility that it could simply be a natural cavern, but Rick wasn't so sure. Something about the shape of the void tugged at his gut, that instinct honed by years of standing on this cursed ground. There was something deliberate about it. Something man-made. And then there was the third target. At a depth of 190 feet, the third anomaly had set the entire team on edge. It was small, roughly spherical, and solid. Unlike the other 2 targets, this was no empty chamber or tunnel. It was something tangible, something hard, with a density that suggested it was made of metal or stone. The moon readings hinted at its shape, but its true form and function were anyone's guess. A chest? A vault? Could it be the fabled treasure of Oak Island, the very thing that had drawn fortune hunters from across the globe? The thought sent a thrill through Rick, but he tempered it with caution. Oak Island had a way of humbling those who thought they'd outsmarted its labyrinthine secrets. Asterisk. The morning sun cast long shadows over the island as the team gathered to discuss their next steps. A large screen displayed the 3D renderings of the targets, the glowing points deep beneath the ground holding the gaze of everyone in the room. Marty leaned in, arms crossed, his analytical mind already whirring. 3 distinct targets, he said, but 3 very different profiles. If we go after the Chappell Vault first, we have to be careful. This area is known for flooding. We drill too fast, and we could collapse whatever structure is down there. And that third target, if that really is solid metal, we need to figure out what it is before we start tearing into it. Craig Tester, the resident engineer, studied the images. We can drill into the first target and send down a camera to confirm what we're dealing with. If it's the vault, we're going to need to be precise about how we excavate. Rick nodded slowly. Let's start there. We've waited too long to be careless now. Asterisk.